stay consistent. Do the same thing that I do, that we do after every game. We're gonna listen to some music. We're gonna drink some beers back there. I'm gonna go have some wine. I don't think that you could just focus on basketball all the time. You have to be able to, get away from the game a little bit. Think about it. But at the end of the day, you fall back on, your habits, how consistent you're gonna be. And myself and my teammates, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna smile. We're gonna be in this thing together like we always are. And we're gonna go get one on the road.
You may be asking yourself, why am I putting this tinfoil on my head? Well, it's because I have a conspiracy theory. No. It's not that conspiracy theory. I know what you're thinking. It's not that. But it's a little bit of that. It ties into that. But we're going to go back to not last night's disgusting stinker of a game, but Game 3. Do you remember what Marcus Smart did to Caleb Martin? Threw an elbow at his head.
Well, you look at this. You tell me this.
Yeah.
Now, if he would have connected, would it have been?
Yeah, I guess.
The intent was there.
The intent was in. So what you're saying is he gets off because he wasn't accurate enough.
Wow.
A lot of people said it should have been a rejection. Hostile act, flagrant 2, whatever. Turned out it was a common foul. Now, I gotta give a shout out to a YouTube channel called Legend Z Productions. I'll put a link to it. And this guy somehow gets audio, picks up audio from the games. I don't know how he does it. Jimmy Butler seemed to really take that personal. Like how someone else used to take things personal from a certain documentary called The Last Dance that all we saw. Don't worry about that. And I noticed in that game, when we were blowing out the Celtics by whatever it was, 25, 30 points, and the camera would cut to Jimmy Butler once in a while, and he'd be on the bench, and he seems really mad. It cut to him 2-3 times, and every time the camera cut to him, I'm like, man, Jimmy seems really, really, really mad for being up 25 plus points. And then he didn't talk to the media after the game. Got fined $25,000. And I thought to myself, Jimmy's taking this personal. And that combined with how the Eastern Conference Finals ended last year, we all know how it ended with the missed shot. I think that Jimmy Butler purposely played casual, didn't really care all that much about the game we saw last night, didn't score in the second quarter, put up okay stats, 29, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, but it was pretty hollow, had a rough fourth quarter. And my theory is that Jimmy wants to go back to Boston in a Game 5 and rip their hearts out in a gentleman's sweep. And that is my theory. I'm calling it a gentleman's sweep. And you know what? If it's not a gentleman's sweep, we're going to go back to Miami and win in 6. Because let me tell you, that guy, he will die before he loses this series to the Celtics. And that's my theory. Look, I'm just trying to have a little fun here, okay? Because last night's game was stupid. It stunk. It was okay until the 9 minutes left in the third quarter. We'll get to that. You want me to break down the game? Here. I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news was the second Charles Barkley, who is the worst at picking teams to win games. He picked the Heat for once in his life to win the game. And I said, oh no, we're in trouble. Charles Barkley just picked the Heat to win. We're in trouble. This is bad. But the good thing is, he said that the Celtics are, it's going to be, quote, cakewalk for them for Game 5. So since he already predicted the Celtics are going to win Game 5, I think we're going to be okay. I love Charles Barkley, love those guys, but Charles does not have the best track record when it comes to picking teams, right? What do you want me to say? We were due for a stinker. We were due for a stinker. Everybody needs a stinker once in a while. You need a slap in the face sometimes, and it puts you back into reality. Because you know what? If the Heat would have won this game and swept the Celtics, I feel like they would have been a little too comfortable going into the NBA Finals. But it keeps you rooted in reality. You know what I mean? You need that little wake-up call once in a while to be like, oh, we need to come correct every game or we're going to lose. And you know what? And I know I'm not supposed to say this because, you can't say, as a Heat fan, I'm not supposed to say anything positive against the Celtics, but you got to give credit where credit's due. They showed some life, they showed some fight, they showed some dignity, and, they shot the lights out, and they played fine. They played a good game, and we did not. We had terrible transition defense. We had bad turnovers. Not only do we have bad turnovers, the bad turnovers came at times where we were finally getting some momentum, and they took those turnovers and used them to go on runs and really hurt us. And we shot terrible. We shot, what did we shoot? 25% from 8. We're 8 for 32 from 3. Celtics shot 40%, but I think at one point when they were on one of their big runs, they were shooting 50% from 3. So, give credit where credit's due. Overall, pretty weird game for us. We never really got into it. Didn't play with that urgency that we've been seeing throughout the playoffs, whereas the Celtics did, because, their season was on the line. So, yeah, of course they're going to. Felt very regular season Heat for us, right? Weird substitutions, I'll get to that. Bad shooting. Jimmy kind of disappearing sometimes and being passive because, like I said, he really wants to just go back to Boston and take a big sword and go like that to the Celtics. Bam, Bam with a really, really rough game. Kyle with a kind of a rough game. Yeah, all right, I'll get to it. Do you want me to get to the game? I'll get to the game. And look, I'm not putting any highlights in the game. I'll give you guys one highlight. I'll throw in Gabe's behind the back pass to Bam. That was pretty fun. But what do you want me to put? Put horrible looking turnovers? You want me to put an Al Horford 3-pointer with this terrible form? How the guy shoots the basketball like this? It defies physics. I don't understand it. It blows my mind. So, all right, well, the good news is Kevin Love is back. That's good. He played 12 minutes, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Not sure why he only played 12 minutes. Not sure why Duncan Robinson only played 11 minutes. Not sure what happened to the whole Duncan and Bam chemistry. That's what I'm saying. It was an odd game. Very strange. And hopefully Gabe's okay. He looked like he turned his ankle. He said he was okay. So first half, Caleb and Gabe just played phenomenally well. Unfortunately, they struggled in the second half. Everybody struggled in the second half. Honestly, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, who really had the best game? Probably it was like Cody Zeller, to be honest. And then I went on StatMuse, and I was like, oh, I wonder what the fancy schmancy plus minus everybody obsesses over so much. Turns out, and I take that stuff with a grain of salt, but turns out Cody Zeller was the only Miami Heat player last night that had a plus. He was a +2. Everybody else was a 0 or a negative. So, go Cody. Jimmy had a good first quarter. I think he had 9, 2, and 2 first quarter. Bam, I think, didn't score the first quarter, but then he had a nice second quarter. I think he had 10 points in the second quarter. I think he had all... What did he have? He only had 10... I think he had all of his points in the second quarter. But man, did he struggle. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 0 assists, 4 fouls, 4 turnovers. Just a rough night. But he's been playing so great, and whatever. These guys are human. You have a bad game once in a while. Who cares? And Jimmy with a weird game. Jimmy had no points in the second quarter. But then the third quarter, he has 15, even though we lost the third quarter by 15 points, and just weird. They ended up going on a 17-5 run in the second quarter, and we absorbed it fine. It was fine. We ended up going into halftime up 6. Caleb was 6 for 6 with 14 points. Stan Van Gundy came right out and said that Caleb Martin was the best player in the Eastern Conference Finals so far. And I was like, yeah, sure. Did you know he was undrafted? Did you know Caleb Martin was undrafted? Have you heard? Hey, we're up 56-50, and Jimmy didn't even score in the second quarter. And I was like, well, if we can be up 6 without Jimmy even scoring in the second quarter, like, we should be okay. Oh boy. And then the third quarter came around, and everything went off the rails. Third quarter starts, we go up 9, and then boom, Tatum hits back-to-back threes. Celtics catch fire from 3. We had 4 turnovers in a row while they went on an 18-0 run. We didn't score for 4 minutes and 20 seconds. We were up 9, and then all of a sudden, boom. Come on. Boom. Boom. Whatever. Then we're down 9. Bam picks up his 4th foul. Bam picks up his 4th foul. Gabe picks up his 4th foul. But then we still showed some fight. Cody Zeller had a nice and 1 from Jimmy. We brought the lead down to 4. And then boom, they hit more threes, bring it up to 10. Jimmy with a big 15-point quarter, and then they just go and hit more threes. We're down 9 going into the fourth quarter. We lost that quarter 38-23. This is where things got weird. And I don't want to sit here and Monday morning quarterback the substitutions and blame Spo and all that stuff. But I was hoping that Jimmy played that whole fourth quarter. I mean, I'm pretty sure Jokic played the whole fourth quarter in a closeout game. I'm like, if it's a closeout game, why not play your star the whole fourth quarter? I get it, because we have had plenty of instances where our second unit has absolutely extended, has closed in on a lead or extended a lead, and we rely on our second unit a lot, and I get that. That's great. So we bring it down to 5 points. The score is 88-83. There's 9 minutes and 41 seconds left. Tatum comes back in the game, but Jimmy Butler doesn't come back in the game. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then boom, over the span of 40 seconds, the score goes from 88-83 to 92-83. Then we call a timeout. Then we come back from break. Then Jimmy Butler's back in, and we're down 9. And that was kind of it. We never really came back. And once again, I don't want to sit here and Monday morning quarterback the whole thing and whatever. That was just odd to me. That whole kind of substitution thing and the timeout. There was like 2 different timeouts, and one was a TV timeout, one was our timeout, and it was just an odd situation the way it unfolded, with Tatum coming in and Jimmy not coming in and not capitalizing on getting it down to only 5 points, and it was just odd. It was just odd to me. And then they go on another 12-0 run. Shots not falling for Jimmy. Yeah, he was missing some easy shots. I don't know. Maybe he was just kind of burnt out that game. I don't know. I knew it was over when I think we got it down to 14 with maybe like 4 something left. I was like, okay, here we come. We got a little run coming here, and then bam, turns it over in a real ugly way, and that turned into like a 3-pointer. Then we're back down 17. I'm just like, this ain't our day. This ain't our day. We're going back to Boston, baby. Okay, whatever. Here, I have it right here. Larry 3 breaks run down 14. Boom. Bam, bad turnover by Bam to a Jaylen Brown and 1. Lost hope. And at this point, the Celtics were shooting 50% from 3. We were shooting 27% from 3. And that was about it. What do you want from me? It was a stinker of a game. You got to come correct. This dopey media is already setting the narrative. Can the Celtics make history? Can the Celtics make history? Like, as if Jimmy Butler is going to let that happen. It was the bad transition defense. It was the overall lack of energy. It was the very costly turnovers, and look, they're going to fix all that stuff. That stuff combined with the fact that the Celtics shot incredibly well, and they played great. Give them credit. Oh, and Jason Tatum had his first field goal in the fourth quarter. It took him 4 games to score a field goal in the fourth quarter. So look, Jason Tatum was due for a solid Jason Tatum game. It was bound to happen. I mean, come on. The guy is Jason Tatum. Oh, another thing with Bam, he only 7 field goal attempts. So like we need way more than that from Bam. I want to put like a sword through the heart of the Celtics, and then have that confidence and focus going into the NBA Finals. Like I want this series to end on a statement. Heat in 5. I'm hoping for a gentleman's sweep. If we get a gentleman's sweep, next video I'll wear a nice little suit and tie for the gentleman's sweep. I'll have a nice bottle of wine. If not, then we'll win in Miami. Let's go. Get out of here.
Boston. I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Can't wait. I've been out for too long. I'm getting thirsty. We're on the way. Go Heat.